This is my farewell gift to my Year 11s, with extra special thanks to Ellie, it was a pinky promise, and now I'm here, and to Bella, because it was known that Mrs. Harmsworth had more than a passing interest in drama and in spectacles. The dining room of a fairly large, substantial house belonging to a prosperous manufacturer. It has good, solid furniture of the period. The general effect is substantial and heavily comfortable, but not cosy or homelike. At the rise of curtain, the four Burlings and Gerald are seated at the table, with Arthur Burling at one end and his wife seated at the other. Eric downstage and Sheila and Gerald seated upstage. Edna, the parlour maid, is just clearing the table, which has no cloth, of dessert plates and champagne glasses, then replacing them with a decanter of port, cigar box and cigarettes. Port glasses are already on the table. All five are in evening dress of the period. The men in tails and white ties, not dinner jackets. Arthur Burling is a heavy-looking, rather portentous man in his middle 50s, with fairly easy manners and rather provincial speech. His wife is about 50, a rather cold woman, her husband's social superior. Sheila is a pretty girl in her early 20s and very pleased and rather excited. Gerald Croft is an attractive chap, about 30, rather too manly to be a dandy, but very much the easy, well-bred young gentleman about town. Eric is in his early 20s, not quite at ease, half shy, half assertive. At the moment they've all had a good dinner and are celebrating a special occasion and are rather pleased with themselves. Give us the port, that's right. You ought to like this port, Gerald. As a matter of fact, Finchley told me it's exactly the same port that your father gets from him. It'll be all right then. The governor prides himself on being a good judge of port. I don't pretend to know much about it. I should jolly well think not, Gerald. I'd hate you to know all about port, like one of those purple-faced old men. Yeah, I'm not a purple-faced old man. No, not yet. But you don't know all about port, do you? Now then, Sybil, you must take a little tonight's special occasion, you know, eh? Yes, go on, Mummy. You must drink our health. Very well, then. Just a little, thank you. All right, Edna, I'll ring from the drawing room when we want coffee. Probably in about half an hour. Yes, ma'am. Edna goes out and they all have their glasses filled. Burling beams at them and clearly relaxes. Well, well, this is very nice, very nice. Good dinner too, Sybil. Tell cook from me. Absolutely first class. Arthur, you're not supposed to say such things. Oh, come, come. I'm treating Gerald like one of the family and I'm sure he won't object. Oh, go on, Gerald. Just you object. I wouldn't dream of it. In fact, I insist on being one of the family now. I've been trying long enough, haven't I? Haven't I? You know I have. Of course she does. Yes, except for last summer, when you never came near me, and I wondered what had happened to you. And I've told you, I was awfully busy at the works at the time. That's what you say. Now, Sheila, don't tease him. When you're married, you'll realise that men with important work to do sometimes have to spend nearly all their time and energy on their business. You'll have to get used to that, just as I had. I don't believe I will. So you be careful. Oh, I will. I will. What's the joke? I don't know, really. Suddenly I just felt I had to laugh. You're squiffy. I'm not. What an expression, Sheila. Really, the things you girls pick up these days. You think that's the best that she can do? Don't be an ass, Eric. Now stop it, you two. Arthur, what about this famous toast of yours? Yes, of course. Well, Gerald, I know you agreed that we should have only one quiet little family party. It's a pity Sir George and Lady Croft can't be with us, but they're abroad and so it can't be helped. As I told you, and they sent me this very nice cable, couldn't be nicer. And I'm not sorry that we're celebrating quietly like this. Much nicer, really. I agree. So do I, but it makes speech making more difficult. Well, don't do any. We'll drink their health and have done with it. No, we won't. It's one of the happiest nights of my life, and one day I hope, Eric, when you've a daughter of your own, you'll understand why. Gerald, I am going to tell you frankly, without any pretences, that your engagement to Sheila means a tremendous lot to me. She'll make you happy, and I'm sure you'll make her happy. You're just the kind of son-in-law I always wanted. Your father and I have been friendly rivals in business for some time now, though Crofts Limited are both older and bigger than Burling and Company. And now you've brought us together, and perhaps we may look forward to a time when Crofts and Burlings are no longer competing, but are working together for lower costs and higher prices. Yeah, I think my father would agree with that. Now, Arthur, I don't think you should talk business on such occasions. Neither do I. All wrong. Quite so, I agree with you. I only mentioned it in passing. What I did want to say was that Sheila's a lucky girl, and I think you're a fortunate man, young man too. I know I am. This once, anyhow. So here's wishing the pair of you the very best that life can bring, Sheila and Gerald. Yes, Gerald. Yes, Sheila, darling. Our congratulations and very best wishes. Thank you. Eric? All the best. She's got a rather nasty temper sometimes, but she's not bad really. Good old Sheila. Jump. I can't drink to this, can I? What do I drink? You can drink to me. All right then. I drink to you, Gerald. Thank you. And I drink to you. And I hope I can make you as happy as you deserve to be. You be careful or I'll start weeping. Well, perhaps this will stop and he produces a ring. Oh, Gerald, you got it! Is it the one you wanted me to have? Yes, the very one. Oh, it's wonderful! Look, Mummy! Isn't it a beauty? Oh, darling! Steady the buffs! I think it's perfect, and now I really feel engaged. So you ought to, darling. It's a lovely ring, and be careful with it. Careful? I'll never let it out of my sight. Not for an instant. Well, it came just at the right moment. That was clever of you, Gerald. Now, Arthur, if you've no more to say, I think Sheila and I had better go into the drawing room and leave the men. I just want to say this. Are you listening, Sheila? This concerns you too. And after all, I don't often make speeches at you. I'm sorry, Daddy. Actually, I was listening. She looks attentive, as they all do, and he holds them for a moment before continuing in part 2.